You know, it's they're a hard matchup for us. I mean, I was real proud of the fight. You know, obviously we made shots, so when you make shots, it kind of hides some deficiencies. But we got no answer for them at the point guard and no answer for them at the small forward. It's two games that we get thoroughly outplayed. We can't ever keep Bone in front of us, so it doesn't allow our defense to be aggressive. He's got us on our heels the whole time. And then, and any time there's a dead ball where they walk it up the court, we got no answer for Schofield at the three. He just, you know, you got to pick your poison with them. They're balanced. You know, I've had people ask me, you know, a couple of years ago where we had, you know, that kind of balance on our team. You know, who's your go-to guy? We got a go-to team. You know, that's what they got. You know, you try to take today. We were really zoned in on Grant. We said we're not going to let him beat us, and he had 7 assists. You know, it's we're good. Hard matchup for us.
Question, Coach.
Frank, I believe it was that 19-3 run in the first half where they really took control. What was the issue there, or was it just they kind of overwhelmed you guys?
I had subs in the game. You know, Coach are, even though Mike's stat line never looks very good, you know, he gives us stability in our team defense. And so, you know, we need him to play better rebounding, play better offensively. But the one thing he does is he gives us stability defensively. And then we miss some shots. You know, we had, give them credit, we had some opportunities for some layups and some putbacks in that stretch, and they protected the rim. I think they had 3 blocks in that segment where we had point blank looks. You know, Alonzo had a layup that he missed. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Hassani or AJ. Point blank 3 and missed. You know, it's that was the window that hurt us today.
Any other coach? West Side.
For a lot of games there, Tennessee's defense from 3, they've given up some high volume threes in the game. Did you go into this one feeling like y'all could get shots or would get clean looks from 3 if you ran your offense?
We didn't come in to this game and say, hey, we got to shoot threes today. We tried to play through our principles. I thought our ball movement offensively was pretty good. I was fairly pleased with how we played offense. You know, I didn't think that we had, the one thing you can't do against Tennessee is the ball can't stick, because they're old and they know how to help each other. So you got to keep attacking them and keep going at them. I thought offensively we played fairly well, but no, we didn't come in saying, hey, we need to shoot threes to win today. We took the same shots that we try to take on a regular basis.
Frank, along those same lines, what do you think? You talked after the Arkansas game that statistically you're a better shooting team than what it shows. Obviously, I think through the last 4 games you've hit double-digit threes. What is it? Just a matter of guys in a better groove? Is it better looks? What has been different about this team shooting now as opposed to maybe starting the season?
Trey Campbell had never played for me before, so he has no idea what I want him to do. AJ Lawson is just turned 18 a little while ago. You know, should be a high school senior, trying to figure out, you know, how to play against the #1 team in the country. So, you know, Philippe is getting better. You know, Chris, I told you guys that was an objective of mine to try and get him more threes because he shoots it too good. You know, Hassani has worked his tail off, and you know, so he's gotten confidence, and I've gained confidence in him because he's put in the time. I told you guys back in November, I guess upstate we were 0 for 18, if I remember correctly, and everybody said, "Oh my God, they're an awful shooting team." I told you it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. I'm not worried about our shooting. We got to get tougher. We're not, you know, it hurts my soul that we're not a tougher team. That goes against everything I stand for. But those are the kids we got. They're trying really hard. I'm real proud of them, and we got to keep working to get better there.
Frank, how would you feel like? Would you assess your team's defensive output today? And I guess, was it just the fact that they had so many different matchups that you guys couldn't contain today?
Jordan Bone presents a problem for everyone in the country, not just us. You know, we just, you know, some teams you play and they play spread pick and roll. So all you have to do is worry about guarding ball screens. You know, when you play Tennessee, they said pin downs, they said staggers, they said cross screens, they say flares. They're constantly screening you. So, you know, it's when you're trying to defend, they don't get out of the way. When Rick tells them to screen, Grant Williams is player of the year in this league. You know what he does? He screens. He don't miss. And you know, we just AJ, Keyshawn, Trey. They just don't know. You know, even though Trey's a fifth-year senior, you know, it's dealing. Our defensive principles have gotten a lot better when we play teams that just kind of spread the court. When we play teams that just pummel us and hit us and hit us and hit us, we're not, you know, we're not ready for that one yet. And you know, that's what I'm saying. Give them credit, man. They, you know, when the player of the year in this league is the best screen setter, that's whether it's a ball screen, a stagger, a pin down, it don't matter. I don't care what they call it, Schofield. He screens. You know, we just we're too young on the perimeter right now to deal with their physicality.
Back right up.
Franco, we got the release this afternoon, but about Evan, when did you have a talk, or when did he come to you guys and say what he was thinking?
Yeah, the practice before whoever we just played, Arkansas, he wasn't really engaged in practice. Something wasn't, you know, you know, this is third year with us, so I got a pretty good feel for him. And we played the game, and then we were off on Sunday, and then Monday, my objective was to call him and say, "Oh, everything all right?" But before I can reach out to him, he said, "Hey, I need to come see you." We talked on Monday, spoke again yesterday. Obviously, Will was engaged, Muschamp engaged in those talks, and I understand, man. You know, his clock's ticking. He's got, you know, we had senior tight ends on the team this year, as you guys know. There's an opportunity for him to go be a starting tight end, and he wanted to. He's been doing this like year-round for 3 years. He wanted to rest his body for 10, 12 days, whatever it is, before camp starts for them. So it hurts us, but you know, that's when you take on a young man that's a football player on your team, that's something you got to be prepared for.
Back left, coach.
After the game a couple of weeks ago, you were really disappointed with your team's physicality against Tennessee. I know there are a couple of spots where you were disappointed. Did you see anything better 2 weeks later from that standpoint?
Yeah, we battled better on the glass than we did last time. Our guards did a better job of fighting for loose balls. But as you can see, Chris, again, you know, we're a one-man rebounding team. I can't get Kotsar, Keyshawn, Felipe, I can't get them to help Chris on the glass. You know, it's you know, we're not, we don't, like, we try to screen them and they just blow our screens up. They screen us and we can't deal with it. That's when I'd say physicality. That's, you know, there was a couple opportunities for, you know, the ball's in the balance, it's on the floor, and they beat us to the ball. You know, a couple of rebounds that, you know, they're there, they're being tipped around, they come up with those. You know, they're just in a we were better at those things today than we were 2 weeks ago. But still, we're not as physical as we need to be to beat the number one team in the country right now.
Last question.
You mentioned Keyshawn and those guys not being physical enough on the perimeter. Are there positives you can take watching freshmen go up against the number one team in the country with so many athletes out there?
Not today. Not today. I mean, you know, I told Keyshawn after the game, I think we've been outscored at the small forward spot in 2 games with Tennessee, 48-4 or something like that. I don't remember what Schofield had the first game, had like 25, 26,
24,
something like that.
I think it was, yeah.
24, what do you have today, 21?
Yep.
So that's 45, what Keyshawn have today, 4? 5, so that's 45-5. We've been outscored at that spot. I told Keyshawn 3 years ago, Schofield didn't do real good against You know, Michael Carreras and Darius, that's when he was a freshman, and those guys were juniors and seniors. Well, you get to fast forward about 3 years, he obviously didn't go home and cry and pout. He worked and worked and worked, and now he's throwing people around. And so I told Grisha and them, I said, you know, just, it is what it is, man. You know, you got to take this one in, understand. He went through what you're going through. You got to work. You got to work and get better. It's plain and simple.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thank you, guys.